Hi guys, I'm Marika here. Today I'm honored to be a part of the Beach Party Kit video hop. It's a video hop for a new kit that Create a Smile is launching. It is a limited edition kit which will be launched on the 14th of May. Last time a kit was released, it was sold out within 24 hours and it will not come back. So if you like this kit, jump on it now. The stem set that you get in this kit is this cute little rhino and all his bathing assortments. You also get a die set with a trunk of a tree, a palm tree, and the top of the palm tree can actually be used for other things than a palm tree. Then you have this little stencil, which I'm holding upside down. You get this mix of a pretty pink posh sequins, which is special for this kit. You also get alphabet stickers in coordinating colors, and you get the little pouch, which is a gorgeous little pouch, and also you get 12 double-sided pattern papers. These pattern papers is a little bit thicker and they have kind of a shiny coating, so I really like them. I really like the quality of the paper. On the back side, it's all big dots in whites and colors. So I really dig them. They're really cool. And the last thing in the kit is this little enamel dot package with different enamel shapes. And this is the card that I'll be making. So to start with, I'm going to do the background. I have used the Simon Says Stamp rectangular dies. This is the second to largest die. I have cut this out, the stitched border rectangular dies. And then I am going to use the stencil with some distress inks, and I didn't realize this until I actually was editing this video, but I'm actually using the stencil upside down. I didn't figure that out until I saw the video, but hey, I kind of like the result anyway. I'm blending the tumbled glass, the pistachio, the broken china, and I'm also adding a little bit of peacock feathers onto the edges. And I wanted the sea to kind of be a C towards the sky, but still be a C. So I wanted to have like a deeper greenish tone towards the bottom and a lighter bluish tone at the top. This is my favorite bit, when you get to reveal it. I also do some water droplets on top of it. I'm splashing some water droplets on top of it, and then just after letting it sit for a little while, I'm just putting off with some paper to get a little bit of water effect in it. I have taken the same size rectangular piece, and then I have cut it with the lawn fawn stitched hillside borders, something like that, to make a sandbank. And I'm using the antique linen distress ink to kind of give it that color. To deepen the colors, I'm using some frayed burlap on the edges. I'm using a very, very light hand when I'm blending. It's like just letting the tool kind of be on top of the paper. This will kind of lend it to a lighter blend, but also a better blend, I have noticed. Then I'm using the little kind of sand grain kind of stamp, and I'm actually stamping it all over the sandbank. First I'm stamping it antique linen, and then on the edges in frayed burlap. And when I was doing that, I realized that it became a little bit too stark with the frayed burlap. So first I'm going over with some more of the antique linen ones, which I then just end up doing all over the whole sandbank. And then I'm taking the frayed burlap at the edges to kind of tone down those dots a little bit, or make the background come a little bit closer to those dots, to make it a little bit more like sand grains than small brown stones, sort of. And to finish it off, I'm just going over with the antique linen to kind of soften down the blending of the frayed burlap. So that is the sandbank. I'm also have taped these down with a little bit of tape onto my surface, because it's easier to blend on top of them. I'm using the same tape that I taped them down with. I'm going to tape onto the card, because this tape is really good tape. However, after taping this down thoroughly and not being able to remove it, I kind of realized that I needed to kind of tone down my waves. So I'm going in with the same colors that I had before, which was the pistachio, the tumbled glass, and the broken china, which I then just blend on top. Try to keep that edge of the green, the pistachio, to not go too high. Then I'm gonna blend it out with some of that tumbled glass, and to finish it off, I'm gonna do the edges with the broken china. So this only kind of softens the stenciling, because it's gonna build up color both on the stencil part but also where you already had ink. So it will not remove the stencil, it will just tone it down a little bit, make it fall into the background a little bit more. Then we're gonna color the rhino, and I'm using the warm grays for the rhino because I thought that would be adorable. I actually looked up a rhino and noticed that the color a rhino has is more closer to the warm grays. Did see a couple of lighter rhinos, and that is what I'm trying to color towards here. I'm doing a very simple blend on top of him because I'm doing a dotty kind of effect in the shadows. This kind of gives him a little bit of texture, makes him look a little bit more alive, and I really like dotting. It's so much fun. I paint his toenails and nails a little bit darker to match him, and then I'm using the E40s for his clothes because I love the E40s, because it is kind of a very neutral brown, extremely neutral brown, and I'm actually going over twice to build up the color a little bit, but it also gives me the possibility to kind of shade it a little bit deeper and better, because I wanted him to be a little bit neutral and give him one spot of color into his goggles, which is going to be hot pink, because that is going to be my accent color for the whole project. Now we're going to do a little palm piece to put onto the card. I'm going to keep it in white. So first I'm going to use some Be Creative tape, and I'm going to use this both on the back side for both of the dies, because then I don't need to add adhesive to them. It's a simple way to do it, and I'm doing it both for the trunk and the top of the palm tree, the leaves of the palm tree. The last detail that I'm doing with the palm tree, after I put this through my big shot, is that I'm actually putting the leaves on top of the trunk to remove the top of the trunk list, to kind of make it look like it's hidden underneath those leaves. So that is a little trick from me. Then I'm using just some copy paper to add this little palm tree on top, because I am going to cut it up. I'm going to fussy cut this out because I want it to be standing on its own, but with all these little beautiful details, I felt I needed to have it on a background paper. And this is how you see how this little trunk just butt up towards that tree and looks like it's a little bit behind the tree or the leaves of the palm tree. And I'm also going to turn this over and go over with my bone folder to kind of let that glue really stuck into the paper, because that makes it much easier to cut it out. And I'm fussing cutting it out with my EK Success scissors. Now for the last part, I made a little frame again from the rectangular frame dies by Simon Says Stamp. First I'm going to position the frame where it would be. I'm going to put it on mounted later, but I wanted to put it down so that I could shimmy in the background, so I put it where it should be. I already put some tape runner on the back side of it, so now I have that background where I want it. Then I'm adding some foam tape on the back side of my little frame. I'm just cutting it in half and then on the back side of the frame, because I want the frame to stand up from the project, to kind of frame the scene just an extra little bit than it would have done without the foam tape. Now I'm going to show you a little trick. I'm going to take the back side of my stamp set, and then I am going to line up my little letters, those sticker letters from the chipboard set. I'm going to line it up on the square parts on my mat so that I get them sort of straight. I don't get them perfectly straight, but I get them straighter than I would get if I didn't. So I only put them on half of that little backside of the stamp set, the acrylic sheet, so that then I can just push them down onto my background and carefully just remove that little acrylic sheet, and you got almost straight letters. If you're a little bit more better at holding them down than I do, you probably can get them straighter. After just putting on the foam tape on everything, I am now assembling the last parts of it. So starting with the frame, and then I'm gonna add our little rhino on top of that little hill, on top of the summer. As you see, we have that pink accent color in the summer, ties it in with the goggles. I'm also gonna add a little detail to my white palm tree, which kind of becomes a part of the frame more than the scene, but I kind of like it. That kind of was the effect that I was after. To finish the palm tree off, I'm gonna use these little enamel dots to add some details to the palm tree. Small coconuts, I thought coconut would work out perfectly. So I'm going to use 3 of these bright pink little enamel dots. A funny little detail, they actually have the same color of my hair. Oh, the summer, the little enamel dots, and that little color onto his glasses. To finish it all off, I'm using some glossy accents on the summer part and on top of the glasses, his glasses. And remember that glossy accents will always go on a little bit cloudy, but when it has dried, it will be clear, so you will get that kind of glassy effect. Now my card is done. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more like this, hit that subscribe button. And in the description down below, you can find the rest of the blog hoppers. So come on and join our little blog hop. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!